What up? Welcome to another episode of What's Up Cuzzo podcast with your two favorite cousins.
Hey, yo.
We got Melly in the building.
What's poppin'? We back at it.
We are back at it. And we got your boy, Marco is in the building. Yeah, I'll keep it short. But man, what's up, Cuzzo?
It's Friday. You know what we do about this time. Made it to another 5, so we back live. And I'm feeling good. You know, things are happening as always. Everything continues to happen, but we just gotta keep moving through it. So let's get it.
On that, man. I didn't say things have happened yet, man.
It was just on my mind, you know. It was just on my mind.
No problem.
We can do it. We can do it again. We can do it again.
No, it's all good. It's been an eventful week for myself. Things have been moving, and that's a good thing, though. Things are not static. So, anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started, man. I know y'all have things to do, places to be, people to see, but we got a few things we're gonna talk about. I actually added one in there. You don't even know about this, cuz it's not nothing big, but we're gonna start off with that one first, though. But madness, and the reason why this title is madness because there's a whole lot of madness going on in today. You know, we got King Kong consciousness, Dr. Umar Johnson. Hey, he said if you give him 500, you could have dinner with him. You know what I mean? Okay. You can be in the great doctor's presence for as little as $500. And then we have the Target CEO steps down. We got to see what that's about. We got the WNBA. We all saw during the All-Star game they wore these shirts, saying pay us what you owe us. And a former WNBA great had her own take on it. So we'll talk about that. And then let's see. Oh, yeah. Trump. I know this is kind of late, kind of old, but we're gonna talk about it. Trump has a brief, his brief take on the LA fires and the process that was supposed to happen a long time ago, but it never happened. But enough of my talking. Let us go ahead and hop right into it. I wanted to play this video, Cuzzo. Uncle Shay Shay. So we talked about Shedeur Sanders and how he was drafted, way later than a lot of people thought he was going to be drafted. And so Eric Dickerson actually was on a show and he kind of talked about, he gave his opinion of it. And then last night, Shannon Sharp and Ocho kind of briefly talked about it, but I want to play this briefly and then we'll talk about, what we think.
Like, come on, man.
Ocho, this is what ED said. This is his full quote. I tell you this much. What I heard from someone that's in the NFL, that the NFL told teams, don't draft him. Do not draft him. We're going to make an example out of him. And this came from a very good source, But apparently, Shedeur had fallen much further than anticipated, and some league officials called the Browns and forced them to take him with the 144th overall pick. He said that, I won't say who, somebody called the Cleveland Browns and said, don't do that, draft him. Because they weren't going to draft him either. They were forced into drafting him because somebody made that call to them. I heard a very similar situation with the Michael Sam situation.
Oh, yeah.
So this is not now I'm not saying that this is true. I'm not saying the Michael Sam's situation is true, but I did hear that there was a call, and it's funny that the Rams drafted the kid from Missouri.
He wasn't that good, huh?
Uh-oh. Here we go. Okay. I'm gonna figure out how to get my premium to work on this channel.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. I mean, some tried to make it about his orientation, but Ocho, if he could have got 15 sacks, hell, his boyfriend could have been a cheerleader. they wouldn't have gave a damn. Man, please. You know the NFL is a business. They buy, can you do whatever your position is, can you do it? If you're a quarterback, can you throw? If you're a receiver, can you catch? If you're a DB, can you break on the ball, knock the ball down? If you're a D lineman, Ocho, can you bend the edge? Can you get to the quarterback? I don't care. All that other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Cannot
Hey,
buy
that
that.
was funny. But that was funny.
I'm just being true. And the thing is, the chat know I'm telling the truth. If I don't care nothing about that,
Man.
they're in the business. We're gonna try to find a guy that can get the job
no
done.
matter what you are. No matter what you are. You're right. You're right about that.
Whatever you believe in, whatever that ain't got nothing. That's you doing that on your time. I ain't policing nobody bedroom, they home, or nothing.
Hey, but you say if you could get 15 sacks, his boyfriend could be a cheerleader.
Yeah, people get mad about that. They've been there, man. People just be finding stuff to get mad about, Ocho.
I mean, we ain't watching the game for the cheerleaders anyway.
No,
don't matter. Okay.
I don't care. No, I ain't never cared.
Oh my goodness, boy, that was funny.
But I did hear that. A very similar situation. Like I didn't hear this about Shador. I mean, I've gotten away from it. I haven't gotten away from the league, Ocho, but I don't call as many people as I once did. Like when I first got to Fox, yeah, I'll call and try to, make sure I know. And every once in a while, there are some things, but then they're like, Shannon, you too close to this. Just step away. But y'all know. Y'all know. But it'd be sad if this is true. Ocho, if this is true, this would be so sad.
Man, Helen Keller could see what's going on, man. Helen Keller could see that on draft day. Ray Charles could see what's going on. Like, come on now. I said it the same day. When we came on the show during the draft, like, what are we doing?
Urban Meyer compares Shador Sanders' NFL spotlight to Tim Tebow coming out of Florida.
We'll stop right there. Yeah. So what do you think? The first part. So I don't know if you heard it where you saw the headline. It said Eric Dickerson. He was referring to what Eric Dickerson said, that he got some information from a credible source that teams were told not to draft Shador. And, the Browns got a call saying not to do that, to draft him. So that's why he finally, came off the board. Or he was put on the board, I should say. I don't know, whichever one it is, you know what I'm talking about though. So what do you think, Cuzzo?
It definitely looks that way. I mean, he wasn't the best quarterback, but to be taken after some of the quarterbacks, that came off the board before him, it definitely raises an eyebrow to the possibility of that being, the case. Because we understand what the NFL is. The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar business, probably almost more than that, trillion. So it's just kind of like there's been collusion before, there's been with the, black head coaches, not having, that's why they have the Rooney Rule, because they feel like they should have an opportunity to be able to be a head coach in the NFL. And if you're only interviewing and not allowing it to be a fair opportunity, then it's kind of like it's unfair, So if you can make a call or have a meeting amongst yourself and say, hey, don't draft this kid because we want to make a example out of this one kid, and his family, what's the reason for that? I understand what control is, and I understand what it means to have power. So when you implement those types of shenanigans, it just kind of shows people what they're a part of and what they're choosing to be a part of. And this messes with everybody's livelihood because everybody has invested years and generations into this game or this sport they call football. So it's just kind of like it's hard for people just to kind of walk away and not deal with it, because it's like, they feel like they put in the time and the energy, and this is just as much as mine as it is the owners because they put the time and energy in, blood, sweat, and tears, as they call it. So understanding, just to hear like some of the take, I heard Colin Cowherd was talking about Shador and I guess the other kid that they drafted, the other quarterback, who's he's a smaller quarterback. And,
he's like 5'10", yeah.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like, why would you draft him before you draft Shador? And they're already selling his jersey,
Big
like
sell.
crazy for somebody that's fifth on the depth chart. So to me, it's like the organization of the Browns is not really there to win. They're just kind of there to hold a place. Like, what are we doing? If it's not about winning, then what is it about? Bread and circus. If you ever heard of that before. Bread and circus is what they give the people to keep the people controlled and docile, focusing on entertainment to take their focus away from what really, happens and matters, in the world. Oh, and I just lost my co-host. That's crazy. But yeah, so I mean, just speaking on those terms, is just kind of like you have to call it conclusion, but you can't prove it was collusion. Let me just say that because you don't have any hard evidence. So something could look like something. You could say it all day, based on your own personal feelings, but it comes down to just having the evidence. And if you don't have the evidence, then you really can't prove anything. But to sit up here and say, some of the choices that were made, were not choices to help better a team, not to say he's the best thing since sliced bread, but he was better than a lot of, or some of the quarterbacks that were taking. Let me say that, so there he is. Now he's there we go. I'm about to say he's Jamel and Marco.
I left so I could switch it up,
Right, exactly.
You could be anything. I could, identify as Jamel.
You could. That's what they telling people these days, right? Identify as anybody you want to be. Anything.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's my take on it. What you got?
I'm not the person who believes everything is racially motivated. And this may not be racially motivated. Maybe it's some stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about. But from the very start, you could hear like murmurs of people who didn't necessarily like what the heck is happening. Man, I don't know what's going on, but something's wrong with the network. I think probably because a lot of people are here and then it hasn't had this load pause in a long time. But yeah, I think that this conversations have been had. I don't know if they don't like it. I mean, about his dad and he's flashy and things like that. And there's a verse that says like, the sins, like the son, or the kids will have the son will have the sins of his father, and so unfortunately, some people are taking the way that this kid, I think I should say, some people are taking things out on this kid based on how they think his father is and how they think he is because he comes from a certain, pedigree. Like all the attention that he has, like he can't help that. He was born to where he was born into. Like there's nothing he could do about that. And then, I agree with this take, but I've heard people talk about, how cocky he is. I mean, I'm sorry, how confident he is. Like you want a non-confident quarterback? Like that says something about a person like that they may not be easily, broken under pressure. But if this actually happened, what Eric Dickerson said is bad. And the reason why I started with the first thing about not saying everything are racially motivated, but this sounds like something that used to happen a long time ago in the slavery days. Like the strongest, or the stronger, and this happens today in society, like they say, when you go to jail, you're supposed to hit the biggest one, and, to set a tone for yourself, but then back in the slavery days, like they would, what they call buck break, they would humiliate or do certain things to, some of the men to kind of like break them. And I think this is something that they tried to do. And it was more involved back then. I don't want to like necessarily tie it to slavery, but that's literally what came to my mind is that they tried to break his confidence, to make him, feel like he's less than him, I seen the dude setting up for having parties and stuff like that, for him, being drafted. And I felt bad. I was losing confidence for him myself, but and we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but it looked like he held his composure and he's out there doing what he needs to do. But I think this is bad that happened, that you can make a call and nothing that the kid did, he didn't show up in a way that he shouldn't have showed up. He showed up, like he should, and you guys are punishing him for what reason? Like if there's a legitimate reason, I would like to know, because I don't have any inside ties to the NFL, but I would want to know, like, why would you do this to him? I mean, the only thing I could think of is his dad. Like, you don't necessarily like his dad. His dad, has a certain swagger, and he's had that all, since we've seen him, when he was playing, for your Cowboys. I couldn't even get that out. I wanted to say cowgirl so bad, but I was trying to say I don't want to be.
You just said it.
No, I mean,
you said it. But it's okay.
Well, Cowboys. See, I had to make me stutter when I say it. But so when he sing, he had that swag when he played for Atlanta, the Cowboys, and Frisco. Like, hey, everybody knew what you was gonna get out of Deion, but he backed up what he talked. And actually on the field, he didn't really talk a whole lot of junk. He just, was out in the bottom wore chains. And I don't know. I don't want to get away from the topic, but I just think if like kind of like what Shannon said, if this happened, this is bad because it puts a bad light on the NFL. You know, a additional bad light on the NFL and all the owners. Because if you could make a call or two and all the owners are colluding together just not to draft this one kid, that's ridiculous. That's bad. And and for them to have control, I mean, yeah, it's their team. They have control. They, draft who they want to draft. But there's a lot of other teams out there that still don't have a quarterback. And you telling me what he went 5th round, right?
Think so, yeah.
And so you saying the quarterback that should have been drafted, like, I'll just say to be generous, the first 5 picks. He should have been drafted one of the first 5 picks in everybody's opinion in the scouting report. But he got drafted not the first 5 picks, but he got drafted in the 5th round. And there's still teams. What I think the Saints don't have a quarterback, do they? I think Derek Carr retired.
Yeah, but they have Spencer Rattler, and then they got some other older quarterback that's trash. So I'm pretty sure they could have used him.
What about the Steelers?
Steelers got Aaron Rodgers.
Is he signed with them?
Yeah. He's been practicing with him.
Okay. I'm sure some other teams out there that could have used him besides the Saints.
Well, everybody was thinking the Saints, and everybody was thinking maybe Steelers. Everybody's thinking maybe the Raiders. Because of Tom Brady's part owner there. Because of Tom, kind of helped mentor them, So,
right. Yeah.
But so I'll just share this. Another point I was thinking about too. While you were saying that, another angle I was thinking about is never outshine the master.
And
that's from that's the first law in Robert Greene's book, The 48 Laws of Power. And what it means is to avoid making superiors feel threatened by appearing more intelligent or accomplished. This principle is to exercise caution in power dynamics and hierarchical structures to prevent envy and resentment, which can ensure success and longevity. So that's just saying, like, don't make it seem like, you're better or more intelligent than, the people that you're coming to work for. And being, or putting on a show or entertainment or feeling like you're overly confident and you're in control, which everybody should act that way. But if you don't have like a humbling demeanor, that can kind of turn people off and threaten people to make them feel like you are disrespectful, and that's not what's meant, because we're just confident, of course. I'm confident in who I am, what I can do, what I bring to the table, and that's how I conduct myself at all times, Any owner or CEO should definitely want somebody, like that on their team. So I would just have that thought while you were talking, like, yeah, this is what this means, because that just came to mind, kind of like when you were talking. I'm like, oh yeah, this is probably what was exercised. Never outshine the master. So they're gonna show you, and I'm gonna show your dad, and I'm gonna show everybody else. If you come in here thinking, you're in control, you're not in control. You're gonna, yes, do some things to make it seem like you're better, but it's not going to be easy for you, So, and like you said, that might be something based on what his dad might have said. Some people might not like how he did what he did, coaching and stuff this year. But hey, I mean, you can't fault the child for that, but I guess you can. So there he is. You disappeared. Now you're back again. Got the big face camera. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my connection, man. I'm having major technical difficulties.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, but we still recording though, no problem.
Still recording.
Yeah, but I can't get into my laptop.
All good.
But yeah, I know you were saying don't outshine the master. But yeah, man, this is, like I said, it puts a bad light on the NFL. You know, if people, you know, look at it from that standpoint, or they see it from that standpoint, same. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see, you know, moving forward, you know, how things, you know, play out. Because they still have they have four quarterbacks from what I hear them saying that they're gonna keep all four. You know, a lot of people say that that's out the norm. I'm not a football player, so I don't really know, you know, but having four quarterbacks on the depth chart is usually outside the norm. Usually they reserve one of those spots for, you know, another position because all they can play is quarterback, right? They can't play special teams or nothing like that.
They're gonna have Shador's running down on kickoff.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
That'll be wild. Have him running down on kickoff.
Yeah.
Tackling people.
Yeah, it'd be pretty crazy.
Right. But yeah, I'm thinking two of those guys or one of those guys is going to practice squad.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Who do you think that's going to be?
I don't know. Can't be. I mean, Shador is 5th round, so it has to be him. But I mean, that's going to be wild if they do that.
That means somebody else could pick him up, though, right?
If he's on the practice squad, yeah. They could put in a claim or a waiver if he gets waived. Yeah, somebody could. He gets cut or he gets waived.
Well, I mean, if he's on the practice squad, he should be able to. I thought he was able to be picked up by somebody else.
Not on the practice squad. Once you get waived and you clear waivers, then you can get picked back up by the team and put on the practice squad. Or you get waived, you clear waivers, then somebody else could pick you up from another team.
Okay.
That's how it usually goes. So
got you.
So I don't know how they're gonna do that, but it should be interesting to see how they make that work. Maybe they'll put in another call.
Okay.
Say, hey, don't pick up Shador. We're gonna just put him on the practice squad.
That's a cold game right here, man. Did me dirty. But we're gonna keep it moving though. We'll go to the next topic. I would like to have played the video. However, Dr. Umar Johnson is out here struggling. I could be wrong though, but if you looked at his previous video, the school is actually going under. It's being put on the auction block. The FDG, whatever the school is called, has been put on the auction block. School he's been trying to build for like multiple years. And then they froze his account as well. His accounts, multiple accounts. And so now he just came out with a recent video. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Double up. Okay. Let me mute.
Hello.
All right, let's see if don't do me like that. There we go. Okay. Let's see if this works, man. If it doesn't, then we're gonna have to figure it out. All right, let me play this video real quick before it starts tripping again. Let me see. King Kong consciousness. Dr. Umar. There we go. This is backwards as heck to me, right? All right, here we go.
Program coming out for the ladies is called Lunch with the Doctor. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. You make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies. $500 donation to FDMG Academy, and you get a free lunch with Dr. Umar, restaurant of your choice in the state of Wilmington, Delaware. I said we got a new program called Lunch with Dr. Umar. Private lunch. Ladies, you got to donate $500 to the FDMG Academy, and I will take you to lunch, private lunch, any restaurant you want in the state of Delaware. It's called Lunch with the Doctor, and it costs you $500. You don't pay for the lunch. I pay for the lunch. Any restaurant in the state of Delaware. Oh, yes. Brothers, don't hate. We got to stop hating. Brothers, we got to stop hating. Don't hate my ninja, because if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your baby mom, do she want that luncheon with the doctor, we know what she gonna say, ninja. Don't test my intellectual gangster. If I roll up on your girlfriend, your live-in prisoner, you call a girlfriend. If I roll up on your live-in prisoner, your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend who ain't there because she want to be, she there because she got to be. If I roll up on your romantic prisoner, my brother, if I roll up on your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend who living with you because she got to, not because she want to. Do she want that lunch date with the doctor? Do your wifey want that lunch date with the doctor? I think we all know the answer to that. Me and you are not the same. I keep telling you that. Me and you, we not the same. You not 6'3", dark chestnut, cocoa brown with the North Philly beard. You ain't Leo King, ninja. You ain't Pan-Africanist #1. Nobody flying you to every continent to hear what you got to say. Only me. Don't make me take my t-shirt off and turn into King Kong right now. Don't make me beat my chest. Don't make me beat my chest. King Kong. Stop playing.
Dr. Umar Ubatunde, how do you pronounce his name? Dr. Umar Johnson. Hey.
I will say he's confident.
That man out there starving.
I will say he's confident. You know, you got to be confident when you running it. When you running it, a grift, you got to be.
Yeah. Oh man, why is my okay? We'll rock like that. So man, what do you think, man, about Dr. Umar begging? And then he said, "You will not pay for the lunch, my sisters. You will not pay for the lunch, my sisters. I will pay for the lunch
With your $500, I will pay for the lunch. Right. With your $500 you donated, I will pay for the lunch. Of course. He left that part out, but I mean, it's more shenanigans, man. That's all I could say. I mean, you're not really offering anything to the people other than antics and shenanigans. You're talking about nothing. You're not talking about helping people, raising people up. You started off by doing that in your earlier years. That was a lot of good work there. But, you know, for the last, 5, 6, 7 years, it's been the same thing. There's no new element. Huh?
Hit the cash app.
Yeah, hit the cash app. I mean, there's no new element to what you are providing other than just you talking. And just you talking has gotten you to where you are now. You know, we need more, actual doing. So for whatever reason, you talked yourself into this situation. Talking is not going to get you out of it, at least not this way, So I guess we're trying something new. We trying, $500, ladies. Notice he didn't say fellas. He was like, fellas, man,
don't hate.
We told us not to hate, but what if I wanted a lunch? Like Jay-Z, like they said, you pay $500, you get to sit down with the doctor, man, and kind of build,
Right.
The energy is just off. I'm like, he's on some whole other stuff. It's like that energy is divisive. It's dividing, and it's not an addition type talk he's talking. He's talking about dividing. And he's just trying to survive. That's what he's doing. He's in a space or a place to where he's probably haven't been in a long time. So now he's just trying to, pick up the pieces on where he's at and continue forward. So I'm pretty sure he's gotten a few women, for some money. So they caught on real fast, and now he's in a position to where he's begging again, So
yeah, you took the
good
word
luck.
out of my mouth. You took the word out of my mouth, man. He has, I don't think I knew him that long ago, like 5, 6 years ago. So I don't know what he was speaking, but the way that he does have, bless you, Cuzzo.
Thank you.
But he does have certain conversations that I've heard recently, where it looks like he's trying to be uplifting, to the Black community. And he looks to like kind of he talks as if he separates himself away from the BS, the as some people call it, and I don't want to call it that, but I'll just call it that for lack of, for not having a different term right now. But like I guess I'll say it like this: from the lower energy conversations. But that's exactly what this is. Like, and like I said, you took the words right out of my mouth, because I was thinking the same thing, that he's in survival mode. He's encountered some things, and now he doesn't know what to do. Like, he owes thousands and thousands of dollars to the government for this school that is never going to open. Or probably never going to open. And he's trying to survive, and his other accounts got locked down too. So he's, hey, I need $500 from all of y'all. Pass the collection plate around. And I don't know how many or how much longer people are gonna still, fall for this same old mess. Like he's been from what you said, and actually I've heard other people say he's been around for a while. I mean, I'm sure he has, but like how long are people gonna continue to fall for this malarkey? Every time I hear him, hit the cash app, hit the cash app, hit the cash app. Make sure you say it 3 times. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate. I don't wish bad on anybody. Because I've struggled. I know what it's like struggling, and I don't know how it's like getting to that point yet, because I haven't yet excelled to that probably point where he's been at, making millions. you know, from hitting the Cash App and doing, you know, probably speeches and stuff like that, or, you know, having conversations, interviews and stuff like that in a lot of different places. But from what I think you, or what I think the type of person you are, you know, initially, you know, you trying to, you know, bring the community together. Now you're saying, oh, brothers don't hate. What if your girl wants to come? You know, like if I ask your girl, she gonna, you know, I'm sure she's gonna want to come. Like, bro, that's not, you know, a good look for you, doctor. Like, why are you trying to? That's dividing. You know, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna fight over no woman, and you know, if she, you know, decides to go, then you know that's one thing. But like, why would you even say that? Why would you put that type of energy out there? I don't know, man. It's a bad look for him, man. He looks bad. Hey, man, your skirt is showing. You muted, I think.
Yeah, I mean, just anybody that say hit the Cash App, you know, so many times when you're talking, it's just kind of like, you know, it kind of turns you off because it's like, okay, I'm here, I'm supporting, I'm listening, you know, but if I gotta hit the Cash App just to listen to you, then I'll go past your video, you know.
Right.
You can say it once or twice, you know, or have it posted. If people are compelled to donate, they will. But if you constantly asking and begging and not even providing any information or anything to help anybody other than you just talking and being entertaining, you know, maybe that's worth something to some people. You know, I mean, your name precedes itself.
Right.
You've been on the Breakfast Club, you know, you've been out here in these, you know, Conti streets for a while. So it's like, I was telling somebody the other day, yeah, I was like, yeah, his character has run its course. So if your character is not progressing, or if you're not reinventing yourself with new information and providing it to the people, then yeah, you'll be caught where you're at. And it's like, it's only going to get worse.
Right.
It's not going to get better unless somebody wants to give you some money, you know, for a project. That's the only way you'll be able to come to save yourself.
That reminds me of like how women have they Cash App and then stuff like that inside their Instagram profile.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I've seen a lot of women have like bro, like I don't know you. Like I'm not about to like what value are you providing? Like it's a sense of damn man, hey, don't get old.
Entitlement.
There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Shout out to Cuzzo. Yeah. Sense of entitlement. And that's what it's like he's, you know, like he has. Like, guess what? Y'all been doing it. Hey, I need y'all to, you know, keep chipping in. You know, y'all probably been paying for his lifestyle. No, I'm sorry. Y'all, let me say probably, because I don't want, you know, no problems. But y'all probably been paying for his lifestyle. I could be wrong. But yeah, don't look good, Dr. Umar. It looks bad, man. The people that was following you, they need the old Umar back, man. You know, like what's that movie? With Terrence Howard, Hustle and Flow. Remember when what was his name? Skinny Black, Ludacris.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, hey, Skinny, man, what happened when you had those mixtapes, man? Like, people out there, we miss you. They miss you, man. They miss the old Skinny Black. You like, I ain't went nowhere, man. I'm still here. I'm still here. Nah, man. Hey, what about this song and this song? He started naming songs, and you know, he thought he was connecting with him. He was like, man, hey, the streets need you back, Skinny. Skinny Black wasn't trying to hear that ish.
Yeah.
And I know Dr. Umar ain't trying to hear it.
Yeah, because it's like, what else can you do?
He want to hear that ching sound. You know, when you send the Cash App, that However that sound go. I need to put it on the. There you go. I want to put it on the board. That's all. That's all we want to hear.
Just send me the cha-chings. I don't want to hear about none of that other stuff. Yeah.
Bad, man. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we'll close that. Make sure I don't have no more hiccups, man. I've been consistent for a little bit, man. Hold on. Let's see. Candace Parker. Man, this video is one of my top videos, for the past, this week. So Candace Parker was sitting down with Aaliyah Boston, and they talked about, the WNBA All-Star game and, the past What You Owe Us shirts. And she had an interesting take on it that I was rocking with. Let's see what she got to say.
Indianapolis as a whole has shown out. They showed out for All-Star weekend. When you pulled into the airport, there was an entire full basketball court in the airport. Just in terms of driving and the signage and the endorsements and sponsorships, billboards. I mean, to be a part of this All-Star weekend as a player that literally went to the Mohegan Sun and everything was buried for my All-Star game. My first All-Star game, it was at the Mohegan Sun. And when I tell you, it did not look anything like the All-Star game of 2025. And the experience was nothing like that. It was literally like a get in, play the game, get out. And so to see where women's basketball has grown now is a testament to, I think, just the league in general and the investment in the league and what it can bring about. So I think it was one of the best All-Star games I won't say All-Star games because the game, I'm going to be honest with you, Leah, it was awful. But
what do you mean?
The actual game? Are you kidding me? What you mean? What do I mean?
The vibes were high.
Leah, y'all, and hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you, you don't have to say anything. So I'm gonna preface, I'm gonna be your vet. Don't say anything. But y'all cannot come out there with those shirts of pay us what you owe us. Pay us what you owe us. And then do that in the All-Star game.
Here's the thing, though.
Here's the opportunity. No,
here's the thing. No. Here's the thing.
I'm gonna let you finish, and then I'm gonna come back.
We come out every single night and we show why we deserve the money we deserve. An All-Star game where when we have another game in 2 days, I think that is okay to just go out there and hoop and have some fun. Because on Tuesday, we were back at it and we were playing and we were showing once again why we deserve to get paid. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand.
It wasn't the fact that you're doing something to prove why you have to be paid. I think it was just an opportunity to me on one of the biggest stages with those shirts being worn. Everyone always talks about how the NBA does not play in All-Star games. But guess what? They come down, they do windmills, they do stuff like that, right? Women, I understand that it is challenging. You all were added 4 to 5 games more this season without compensation, which is unfair. But I think on one of the biggest stages with people tuned in an all-star setting that was invested in more than any other all-star game previously, without Caitlin Clark, right? She was not playing. I think it was an opportunity to really go out there, and it was an added opportunity. It's not going to subtract anything, but I think the narrative on Monday would have been, well, how come the guys don't play an all-star game? How come these ladies come out there and they hoop and they understand their responsibility? Like, I just think that it would have really maximized the moment of wearing the shirt along with giving the product. Because I tried to watch the All-Star game, I'll be honest. But after one slow Euro step and people pulling up for I was like, I can't, I'm a fan of the WNBA and I can't watch this. So I just think that, no, you all didn't have to. But I think it was an opportunity that you could have built on, like, more momentum, if that makes sense.
No, it does. It does make sense.
Bro. So, we'll see where this goes, but I think a lot of people were trying to tell them some of these same exact things. And you know, the reason why I said I see where it goes is because they weren't going to listen to me, you know, of course, because I ain't playing in the NBA. You know, I just stopped at college. You know, I'm not a big name, and even some of the NBA players have tried to share this stuff with them, and they haven't listened to them. So if they're not going to listen to them, why listen to me? Now, maybe Hall of Famer. I'm sure if she's not in Hall of Fame, she's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Candace Parker. She had a great career, played in WNBA at a high level. She was a beast. I think the only rookie in the WNBA to win the MVP. For her to tell you that she couldn't even watch the game, that it was trash. This is why, in my opinion, that, well, let me not say that. The women, they want to be paid the same wages.
Oh, and he's gone again. Yeah, folks, he'll be back soon. But yeah, I get what you're saying, Cuzzo. Definitely, when you're talking about being paid, you also have to understand is there's entertainment coming with that on one end, and then there's also a service. So I think they're looking at it from two perspectives. Like, yes, you're providing a service because you're playing the games, but then also it has to be entertaining, because if it's not being entertaining, then you still want to be paid, right? But if that product is not providing the level of return, then that's where the issue comes in. We can't pay you more, or we can't justify paying you more, you know, for a service if the entertainment is not at the level that's going to keep bringing people back. And go ahead and finish your point.
No, go ahead. Continue.
No, I was just speaking to what you were saying. So it's just kind of like, you know, if the level of entertainment is not meeting the level of service you're providing, you know, there's two folds here. Right. So yes, people that are in WNBA want to be paid. I get it. But if the entertainment is not meeting the level to where it justifies paying you more, then that's where the issues come in at. That's where the divide comes in at. Absolutely. And then Candace Parker even told her. She told her. And then the girl, I feel like people that are in the NBA listen to what people are saying, but they're also thinking, like, if I'm doing this and we're playing, it's 2 days and we got to go back and play again. Yeah, I get that. But when you're out there, you're playing, just understand that if it's not entertaining, then it doesn't matter if you're playing 2 days in a row or a game back to back, because it's not entertaining. So how can you ask for more money if, you know, you guys are not offering a level of entertainment that people are going to watch? Just because you're here does not justify you getting the money. It's not how things work.
I'll say this, though. I'll say the NBA is bad, too.
NBA, I don't even watch the NBA either.
The NBA All-Star Game has gotten to a point. I mean, the NBA as well, like, especially from a guy who played basketball and watched basketball, like, the NBA has changed, and that product is getting worse. However, that product is already up here. You know what I mean? Like, they went through their infancy stages, toddler stages. They bumped their heads, you know, and they gotten to a point because of those people who have come before them. But you guys are still in your infancy stages. So when you get an opportunity, kind of like Candace Parker said, to really show what you have and to make the game entertaining, because you can't dunk. And I know dunking is not everything. I know I keep bringing up dunking. And I know some other people brought up dunking. Dunking is not everything, but dunking is a form of entertainment. And so if you can't do some of these things that the men could do, and you're playing bad, like, why do people want to watch that? People don't, like, if she's, like I said, if I was saying, if she doesn't want to tune into this game herself, like, what makes you think that somebody else, like just a novice watcher or somebody who just randomly, turned on the game wants to see that. And I think it's there needs to be some accountability taken. It's a whole lot of, I said there's a lot, but there's a whole lot of layers involved in this because she brought up Caitlin Clark not playing. And this girl, you guys hate on so much. And actually, Aaliyah Boston is on Caitlin Clark's team, so I'm not talking about her in particular. But a lot of the women hate on her so much because she's bringing kind of like more of a spotlight to the team, and they think it should be them, or they think it should have been those who came way before her that brought this attention to the league. But guess what? It's not, right? It's her right now. So guess what? Fit in, ball out, like take your spot and ride the wave. Michael Jordan came along, and it was other players that came before him. It was Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, all these other players that came before them. You didn't hear about, if it did happen, you didn't hear about them hating on Michael Jordan for doing this thing. Guess what they said? I passed the torch. So you guys are studying your own growth. And then this right here, like, pay us what you owe us. You look, I didn't even watch the All-Star game. Somebody was telling me, they didn't even know it was a game on. I mean, I kind of knew about it, but I wasn't gonna watch that. Especially not with Caitlin Clark playing. There was some other players in there, but like if you seen some of the highlights, they was shooting bricks, they was doing like horrible, skill move. They weren't skilled, they were doing horrible moves. Like nobody wants to see that. And to try to make an excuse, the vibes was high. Like, that's not a problem. Don't nobody care about no damn vibes. We care, like, if we see a good competition, skilled players, baskets being made. Like, that's what people care about. Like, people don't care. I mean, people do care about the vibes, but guess what? If the vibes is good and y'all look horrible, that's not it. I don't think that's what you guys, the goal that you guys are looking for. And I'll just say this real quick and I'll let you jump in. But they turned down a deal to make like the minimum 250,000 and the max $1 million. They turned it down. I don't know.
So I like to see what they thought they were supposed to get, or what were they looking for? Because to me, only thing I hear is no video. All right, cuz the only thing the only thing I hear is entitlement. Like we talked about, everybody think they're supposed to get. I won't even say close to what the men get, but they think they're supposed to get paid like, to that level, what they call it, equality, all that stuff. Even in the corporate world, it's the same thing. And I get it. Some jobs can be like that, but not physical ones. You can't do the same thing as a man can do, not physically. You can do some similarity things on the lower level, but don't expect for the entertainment and the interest to be as high if they were watching, a man, because it's not visually, pleasing. It's not visually something that somebody wants to watch. So it's like, some stuff we'll see. Quick handles, shoot. All that stuff is good. But it's like when you just, coming down and it's slow and throw the ball out the rim and it's an air ball or barely hit the rim.
It was a lot of that.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, like the clips also. I was like, I would have definitely turned after three seconds of watching this. I'm like, what is this? And especially like you said, Caitlin Clark, she didn't play. Like, that's what people want to see. Or they come down there and pop a 3 in your face, and then come down somebody else, pass the ball, shoot another 3.
Right.
Y'all make it go back and forth. I think that's more entertaining right there. Let me see who's gonna miss the 3 first.
Man, it reminds me of like the toddlers playing. You know, they got the low rim, and the kids out there double dribbling,
turning
around, running with the ball.
Right. Turn around. It's like, hey man, it's a travel, man. But go ahead. You only like 5. I'll let it go. So it was just kind of like, yeah. But I mean, I'm pretty sure this is not the last of this. I'm pretty sure they'll come to some agreement. And it's, I don't know.
But I know I'm not the businessman, as you know, the high level businessman, as you know, as the owners and, you know, agents and all these other people who handle the decisions when it comes to stuff like this. But if it was me, I'm just giving my opinion. I'd be like, all right, shut that down. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is what we owe you. Canceled. Just saying.
No, let's be thankful that it's not you. Goodness gracious.
Hey, cancel.
Just cancel it, huh?
Yeah.
Cancel sponsors, everything.
All
building leases, everything, contracts.
Hey, you know what's crazy is that some of the teams that were there before don't even exist. Like the team that Cheryl Swoops and Tina Thompson and all, they don't even exist anymore. What happened? Why they go away? Did you hear about the Los Angeles Lakers ever at one point going away? Like you know what? We're gonna cancel the Lakers. We're gonna get rid of even the Houston Rockets. Since we talking about the Houston team, the Houston Comets. Like, did you ever see the Houston Rockets go away? Did you ever see the Knicks go away? Did you like those teams went away for a reason? I'm not the smartest man in the world, but Smokey, it looked like you back there taking the
right. I hear you. Yeah.
I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to put 2 and 2 together.
Indeed.
But yeah, man, let us go to this last one, man. We'll make this the last one. Because my connection has
trash.
Hey man.
Like the WNBA All-Star game. It's trash.
Man. So we hear that Target CEO has stepped down amid slumping sales. I wonder what it is. I wonder because they took DEI away. I don't know. Let's see what they got to say.
Stepping down. The Target CEO, Brian Cornell, is stepping down after 11 years with the company. His departure, which was widely expected, comes as customers are now turning away from the store. Target's stock is among the worst performing companies in the U.S. right now. The S&P 500 this year showing it's way down more than 20%, I should say, to be specific. Let's go live right now to CNN business and politics correspondent Vanessa Yurkevich. Vanessa, what else led to Cornell's exit?
Yeah, the CEO is now stepping in. Brian Cornell, who has led the company for more than a decade through some of the company's best years, but most recently through some of the worst years, really not able to dig the company out of the hole. So now you have Michael Fidelki, the CEO, stepping into that position on February 1st. Investors were hoping that Target was going to bring in a fresh face, but the company said after an exhaustive search, they're going with one of their own. You can see shares of Target stock right now down about 11% earlier today. 8% down right now. This is also because of slumping sales. They reported another quarter of sales decline. You have customers pulling back, but you also had in the beginning of this year, Wolf, a boycott by many of Target's core customers who were really upset with the brand after they rolled back their DEI initiatives. The brand was known for being LGBTQ focused and putting a lot of that branding front and center. They pulled back on that, and then consumers pulled back. Also, tariffs, headwinds facing the company. Listen to outgoing CEO Brian Cornell on what happened with tariffs with the company.
As one of the largest importers in the country, the prospect of higher tariffs meant we were facing some major financial and operational hurdles as we entered the year. This was further complicated by the multiple changes in tariff policy that have been announced and implemented as the year has progressed.
And that was Brian Cornell earlier this morning on the company's earnings call. Now, listen, the company did say they were able to mitigate as best they could these tariff pressures, but 50% of the inventory that they sell is manufactured abroad. So that's being hit with tariffs. Also, 50% of all inventory they sell is discretionary. And that's usually where consumers pull back first. So a double whammy for the company there. Target saying that they're hoping to turn things around in the next couple years and looking.
This morning, there are some leadership changes on the way at Target Corporate.
Big time. The head of the company is stepping down. Another executive has been tapped to take his place. Let's get to our Kelly O'Connell joining us from the Live Center with all the details. This just happening this morning. Good morning, Kelly.
Big business news here this morning. The current CEO is stepping down after more than a decade at the helm of the Minneapolis-based retailer. Brian Cornell will step down February 1st. Will continue to serve, though, as the executive chair of the board. He will be replaced by the current chief operating officer, Michael Fidelki. Over the past 20 years, Fidelki has been there, credited with holding on leadership roles across merchandising, finance, operations, human resources. His current position, he helped grow the company's supply chain and spearheaded efforts to deliver more than $2 billion in efficiencies.
Along the way, I've worked with incredible people, including Brian, who has led Target with an unwavering commitment to our guests and our team. I'm confident we have the foundation to build.
Well, that video was just posted this morning, obviously, to employees, but also to the nation and beyond. The company saw a 21% drop in net income over the last 3 months. Target has seen flat or declining sales in 8 of the past 10 quarters. And the retailer's stock is down about 8% in pre-market trading. So we're going to see how things shake out, of course, at 8:30 when Wall Street opens up. Target, of course, one of the biggest employers here in the state at nearly 35,000 employees. And so many people are connected to Target here in the metro. We know that. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, huge.
All right, I was just trying to see what the other news outlet had to say about it. But yeah, I know we briefly talked about this before. What do you think it's because of as CNN stated, DEI rollbacks as to why Target stock is down?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that is it. That's the end of the show, God. No.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I don't think it is. I mean, they can use it to their advantage, but I mean, the guy steps down. I mean, that's just part of business. I mean, it's a business cycle. That's all it is. You know, things go down. They have to make money for their shareholders. They have to make money, you know, for the people who buy their stock. So stuff is happening. You know, they have to make changes within the company so the stocks can go back up and it makes money for their shareholders. Yeah, they'll be losing money here and there, but that's just part of, you know, the business cycle. This is a different business cycle. Tariffs, we already know that that's a short-term issue, but long-term, you know, it's going to be better, you know, as people understand it, because they've already been talking about it. It's been in the news already. So that's probably one of the short-term issues. But
tariffs are bad, man.
Well, that's what everybody says. I get it and understand why people believe that, you know, because they've been doing things a certain way for so long that they don't know anything else. So they'll listen to and believe anything someone says, you know, based on they thinking that they know what they're talking about, you know. But Target will be fine. And, you know, people will continue to shop at Target. Because like I said, what's your alternative? Walmart? What else do you have?
They're gonna shop at Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. You're gonna make that person richer, you know. So it's just kind of like, you know, people like to talk, you know, they like to feel like they are in charge, and they are to a certain extent, but if you only have a few different options, you know, What happens when the other one starts to do things you don't like? Then what? You know, it just becomes, you know, musical stores. I go to this store now. I don't shop there no more. Okay. What you think?
I think just people are ridiculous. And I'm referring to the whole boycotting stuff. I saw the video that we saw. You know, if you saw the comments, oh, we did that, and oh, we, you know, and I know it's not necessarily about Target, but we spend a lot of energy in the things that are not moving us forward. It's not moving the needle for us, and we could be using that energy, you know, to move ourselves along personally and move us along collectively as a group. But we want to, you know, boycott Target for something you don't even know why you're doing it. You just get along, go along, get along gang. You know, oh, they're taking, you know, black products off the shelf. Oh, they're, you know, doing this and that. I actually went into multiple Targets. And actually every Target that I went in at one point, I asked them like, have you guys been told to take, you know, certain products off the shelves and things like that? And you know, one girl I don't think she understood what I was asking, but she was saying like, oh yeah, we, you know, because the seasons are changed or something. No, I mean, I'm talking about like, you know, certain products in general. And she was like, no, just, you know, kind of what I mentioned. And so like people, you know, tend to just go along with what they hear instead of like trying to get the information for themselves.
Yeah.
And is the stock going down? Yes. I just looked at it actually. It actually, I'm sorry, it's up. Let me see. It is up as of today. It's up 2.25. I'm sorry, 2.18%. After hours, I think it's up 2.25%. But I could show. Let me see. Share. There we go. Yeah. So it's up today, 2%. We'll just say 2%. All right. And guess what? There's the one thing that, you know, I'm not a Warren Buffett or anything, you know. If I was, I don't know if I'd be on the podcast. I'd probably be talking about something different on the podcast. But I'm not a Warren Buffett, but I'm looking at stocks and going over a few stocks. I know one thing, that don't matter if you Amazon, don't matter if you Apple, don't matter if you Tesla, Nvidia, whatever, stocks go up and then stocks go down.
That's the name of the game.
That's how it goes.
That's how it operates. There is no up without a down, and no down without an up.
And so we're saying that, hey, it's that time. Like it you know, it's the downtime for the stock. And that's where we're at. Now, could it have affected sales? Some people, yeah, it could have, but I don't think to the point that you guys are talking about. There's a lot of other factors involved that could have caused this to happen outside of just, you know, the natural, you know, ebbs and flows of a company.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a lot of things that we may not like a lot of companies get sued, you know, and they have to pay out money. You know, I'm not saying that's the only factor, but then, you know, with, you know, kind of like they mentioned, you know, we're at a time right now, like there's tariffs. So guess what? It may cost more to do certain business and things like that. You know, there could be some other debt somewhere else. Like there's a number of factors that could happen while the stock is down. You know, I mean, shout out to everybody, you know, that think that they, you know, affected this. You know, maybe they can move on, you know, but I didn't stop shopping at Target. I'll tell you that. You can call me whatever you want to. You know, it's some stuff in there that I need, you know what I mean? Or, you know, that I can't get from anywhere else or that I haven't seen anywhere else. So, you know, I was just in there last week.
No doubt.
You know, but it's ridiculous for people to think that. And actually, I probably should have played a video of somebody saying that. I probably should have played that video and then went through the comments, because there's a lot of crazy comments out there, you know, about Target and why the stock is down. That, what somebody asking, what's the next one? Like this is like you ain't got nothing else productive to do for yourself. You trying to focus on what's the next place to boycott. This is dumb.
Yeah, people are delusional, man. Like you said. So it's just kind of like when you see stuff like that, it could be bots, it could be agitators. I mean, this world, man, is not what people think it is. It's, people are trying to live real lives, but then you have a lot of fake stuff happening in and around you. So it's just kind of like things are done on purpose, to create things or to make things happen. So if it was not that way, then yeah, we wouldn't be having a lot of the issues that we're having. So it's just kind of weird. Like you said, when you talk to people and you see different comments, I just be like, okay, well, if that's what you believe, live your life that way and enjoy it. No problem. I don't seek to get into a back and forth with people, because when I see comments, then I automatically see, a person's mindset. It's not to have a solution or come to a solution. It's always just to engage in the divide, engage in the delusional, talking points, because that's, their mind frame,
Right.
So it is what it is. We get to take notice from afar and take note and move, accordingly.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely, man. Well, shout out to y'all. Shout out to Target.
Yeah, man, I'm be shouting Target out, man. We need them to sponsor.
Right. Let me need to edit that out.
They knew about us. They was like, all right, yeah, we do a little something for y'all. So we're gonna have to look into that.
Absolutely. Hey, I need some products put on the shelf.
Right.
Man.
No, just cut the check. We'll shout Target out every week. No problem.
Hey, I set that logo up. I'll put it right here. right there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man. So I did have one, man, but I guess we'll talk about it at some point. But the stuff that's going on with the fires and the people not being able to rebuild, Trump met with Mayor Bass a while ago, and she said she'll make sure that things are streamless. But now I hear that they're building low income housing on those on some of that land, and some of that land has been sold to other people, which is outrageous. And then they always try to say that it's Trump's fault or Trump did this, Trump did that. You need to be holding the people accountable who's really affecting the things that are going on. Like, yeah, Trump can affect some things, but if you live a certain place and that person is not living up to what they said they living up to, or doing the things that make it better for you and your family, then those are the people you need to be addressing.
Exactly. It's not Trump's fault. This is California. Everybody can do things while they want to do things in their own state. It's not a Trump thing. It's not a federal thing. This is a state thing.
Right.
So
city and state thing.
It's a city and state thing. So it's just kind of like, I'm talking about in terms of the laws. Federal, and then it's state by state. You have state laws and you have federal laws.
Right. Okay.
So, I mean, I don't see how Trump is affecting, what you already have in place to do. If you have a natural disaster, you're supposed to be able to go in and help people get back to, what they had before. You indemnify people, to get back to where they had. Now, most of the time, you can't, because all their personal things are gone. So the only thing you can do is rebuild what they had before.
Yeah.
Allow them to have that.
And I think that's what he wanted. He was saying he wanted them to be able to get in there, clean up their space so they could like, and get permits so they could actually start going through the process of rebuilding. And she said, yeah, we're going to make sure, but it's not happening.
But yeah, because they're worrying about all the other homeless encampments they got to clean up. And, the Olympics is coming. So it's a lot of stuff that they're worried about and thinking about. And they don't have the help. They don't have the manpower. They got, right. I know. I agree.
Man.
I agree.
They don't care about that either. That's another topic of its own. They don't care about homeless people.
We know, but that's the excuse, though. That's the excuse.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, cuz another eventful time, without the whole technical stuff. It wouldn't be the same. But you have any closing remarks, sir?
Yeah, as always, appreciate your time, and I appreciate you doing things on the back end to get the show going on a weekly basis, and enjoy your weekend. I know you back at it over there, so take that time to, come to yourself and get your Zen on, and, we back at it.
Yes, sir. Man, it is an eventful week. As soon as I get off this call, I'm back running. It's always fun to go over some of these topics. Hopefully, what we talk about, we could give you guys some insight or just give you it could be thought-provoking, like, okay, I didn't know about that. Like maybe, maybe I need to look into it. And one last thing, I haven't said it in a while, but I still stand by it. In all things, get understanding. Man, enjoy y'all weekend. And man, it's hot in California, man. It's warm. So if you're in Cali or if you're somewhere that's hot, like, keep cool as best as possible. I appreciate you guys. We out.